What is going on, fight fans? So today we're going to do something special. If you look up on my screen, you'll see something where it says boxer reacts to Fight Night Champion. Now, I always thought it was very interesting with this element of people being boxers or not being boxers, knowing if what's good for you, what's not good for you. But I always never really knew, right? Anybody could go in my comment section and say, hey, I'm a boxer and I know that Fight Night Champion is the best thing since sliced bread. Or, hey, I'm a boxer and I know that Fight Night Champion is 100% garbage because it doesn't replicate. So there's so many, it's like there's multiple people telling me they're boxers. And, and from them telling me this, I'm getting so many different perspectives. It's like if being a boxer is the be all end all to know the correct perspective, then why is everyone's perspective as a boxer completely different and completely from one end of the spectrum to the other? So, I mean, it made me think maybe some of these people aren't actually boxers, but they want to say they are to kind of put a stamp on their argument. Well, here, at least from, I think, let me see what this says here. Gameology. They're saying that they have Jalil Hackett, who is a pro boxer and a prospect, and he's going to react to Fight Night Champion. Now, I don't know why they put a picture of him. It looks like he's yawning. I don't know if that's symbolic. I promise you guys, I have not watched this video yet. We're going to watch it now. Here we go. All right, let's get into it. Skip this.
You know, the gloves are a little bit bigger. In the
Are you gonna let him make it 10?
I love how accurate this cutscene is. This cutscene is real accurate. The Cubans, they stay pro until they're about 40. The only word...
He said the Cubans stay pro until they're about 40. Or did he mean that the Cubans stay amateur until they're about 40? I think he may have misspoke there. But maybe the person who is putting this together doesn't even understand amateur Olympics going pro, so they probably just left that. They probably just left that mistake in there, but I'm pretty sure he meant they stay in the amateurs until they're 40, so it looks realistic to see these guys. Even though I don't think any of these guys are Cuban. I think Andre Bishop is black or African American or Caribbean, maybe, who knows? And then I think that Isaac Frost is white, but that's just my guess. Isaac Frost could also be Puerto Rican. He gives me that vibe too. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I think none of these guys are Cuban. That's just my guess. All right, here we go.
You'd have as the guy who's moving in boxing is if the pressure power puncher, if you're trying to tire him out and he doesn't get tired, you know, because now you're in trouble. In the amateurs, you got headgear on. You know, the gloves are a little bit bigger. In the pros, you got those little 8-ounce gloves, no headgear, it's more rounds. Guys are better. Welcome back to Experts React. It's Jalil Major Hackett, professional boxer, 4-0 with 3 knockouts.
And Mayweather.
Today we'll be checking
Jim.
out Fight Night Champion. Let's go. I've been headbutted in sparring. More often than not, you've seen it, you know, done intentionally or unintentionally. I've seen it in fights a lot, but as far as the actual fight, I haven't been headbutted. At me as a fighter, at least, I'm not speaking for every fighter, but I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of fighters. Boxing without the boxing gloves is very dangerous.
You would think. It's dangerous for both your hands and the person's face.
Not, you know, for your opponent, or a little bit for your opponent, but really for the fighter. You know, your hands are they're very, very fragile. You got a whole lot of small bones in your hands. So you know, you hit a guy the wrong way, you can break up, you know, bones that won't be able to heal the same way, you know, a broken leg or a broken arm may be able to heal. And that's how you know this is a game. He knocked him out and he knocked him on his face, but then it cuts and he's on his back. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. His best bet was to get up out of there.
You know. I love this. I love this notion because people assume that because you box that you can fight your way out of any situation in real life. And the reality is boxing is a sport. Yes, the sport consists of a form of fighting, but it is not full out fighting, right? It is not being jumped by 3 people. What do you do to get like, oh, I'm a boxer, so I'm gonna. Will it give you an edge to a novice person out, like in a one-on-one scenario? It could give you a striking edge. It could give you an edge if the person decides to essentially stand and fight you, but that rarely in fighting, that would be the case. Normally, they take it to another level where they're doing everything possible, using weapons and doing whatever it takes to not get highlighted on social media as the person who lost the fight, right? So when people, I know how to box, so I could, man, knowing how to box just makes you essentially a good boxer. That's it. You use that tool there. It gives you a slight edge if people decide to just go one-on-one with the hands, but that's as far as it goes. Not if you're getting jumped by 3 people who's grabbing you, holding you, somebody stepping on you.
Like you said, it's the real world. You know, they got weapons and everything, man. You should have got up out of there.
I promise you, I have not seen this video, but it's funny how he is literally saying everything that I've said. He's literally saying everything that I said.
No amateur. He could have turned pro years ago. He's been the amateur champ for 9 years. 9 years. Are you gonna let him make it 10?
Oh wait. Okay. So sorry. I thought he was talking about earlier. He was talking about Isaac Frost and Andre Bishop, but he is talking about a Cuban fighter. Okay, so it makes sense.
Love how accurate this cutscene is. This cutscene is real accurate. The Cubans, they stay pro until they're about 40. They don't never turn pro. Like, they just be amateur forever.
Yeah, see, that's what he wanted to say. I knew it. He wanted to say they stay amateur until they're about 40.
All the tournaments, maybe like 9, 10-time medalists. So yeah, no, this cutscene is very accurate. You got in the amateurs, you got headgear on. You know, the gloves are a little bit bigger. In the pros, you got those little 8-ounce gloves, no headgear. It's more rounds. Guys are better for the most part. There's a big difference. Yeah, this is real inaccurate right here. I'm just realizing it. So like in the amateurs, for as long as I can remember, the Cubans always wore Puma, and his corner has on Adidas. The headgear, the Everlast headgear. That's
what, bro. That's that. What do you want? What do you want them to do, bro? You want them to license every single brand in the world to make every single moment accurate to what it normally is in real life. Of course, I mean they probably only got the Adidas, the Everlast, and the Nike. I think they got Nike. Yeah, they got a few brands in there, but they could only use the brands that they got. They can't use Puma. If they didn't get Puma, I don't think they got Puma.
I think that's, I guess that's what everybody had to wear. Well, in the international tournament, you got to wear the headgear and the gloves that they give you. But as far as like your equipment, as far as your boxing jersey and your shorts, that's based on your country. And yeah, this is a little bit off. If the Cubans don't wear Adidas, they wear Puma.
What do you want?
Want a job that I don't hate.
Yeah, it's crazy watching these like amateur highlights and stuff. Well, I'm watching him fighting the amateurs because it's like I was just watching some of my old amateur films, nostalgia. As far as him working the bag, Maybe he's working on throwing single punches. But I feel like in boxing, the best way to be successful is a punching combination. And he's not doing that right now. It's crazy how he don't got a headgear on sparring this guy. When you sparring, almost always wear headgear. Sparring, more often than not, you're working on something. You're not really,
it's not a full out.
Knock the guy out or anything. And then it's no winner in sparring. Knock him out.
But that's the movification. That's the movification of Fight Night, right? Because they try to make it into a movie. That's the whole reason that they hold on, got a call coming in. Just gotta close that. That's the whole reason that the game has this Rocky feeling to it, right? This aura of being a movie. Is hey, knock him out in sparring, like. That's that movie type stuff. You're not really trying to do that when you spar. You really just, let me work on my defense. Let me work on my jab. Let me work on, fighting on the inside. Let me work on fighting on the outside. Let me work on fighting off the ropes. Let me do a lot of different things. So even when you look at sparring stuff, sometimes people take it a little bit competitively depending on the moment, just for like, friendly competition or whatever. But for the most part, it's a lot of like working on stuff,
Even though both fighters wanted it, even though the public wanted it.
Honestly, it's to hype the crowd up a little bit, get the media interest. Also, it's the weigh-in. The weigh-in usually almost always, well, not almost always takes place a day before the fight. And the media and everything comes to the weigh-in. They get pictures, if it's this like this fight is like a little grudge match, they got a little long stare down or a little bit of pushing and shoving at the weigh-in. It's just to hype the crowd up and get people more interested.
Sport emotions can be your worst enemy.
See, now he's supposed to be the champ, right? I'm surprised it's not like 1 million people in the ring with him. He
said 1 million people in them. Oh my God! Just because it's just a little bit of people, a few people there. I mean, I feel like he's being picky on the little stuff. Talk about the actual fighting. Talk about the actual fighting when they're in the ring. That's what I want to know. Like that, I feel like that's the most interesting element of having a pro boxer talk about these things. Not he's talking about all the things around the actual fight, except the fight itself.
Following them with the belts and stuff. That's how it usually goes.
And Andre Bishop, his brother Raymond.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like the only worry you'd have as the guy who's moving in boxing is if the pressure power puncher, if you're trying to tire him out and he doesn't get tired, because now you're in trouble.
How bad is it, guys?
Usually they use like N-Swell. They'll probably hit it up with a little bit of Vaseline, but with all these different rules and stuff, there's not too much you can do in the corner for real.
Heavyweight champion Isaac Frost, he's ready to go here in this round.
I think as the guy that's moving, he should slide up a little bit. It sounds crazy. He should slide up a little bit more and try and grab him. Make the ref earn his money.
Really targeting that cut above the eye now. He's looking for a TKO
But that
here.
I feel like Frost is loading up on all his shots. I feel like if Andre, slip and counter, he could be catching them easy.
Because this guy's getting tagged.
The movification of a boxing video game will make every punch look like the dude is throwing a bomb.
Yeah, Andre Bishop looking good right here. Andre Bishop.
That's the definition of one punch can change a fight.
Frost goes down. Frost has never been down. The heavyweight champion of the world is on the canvas.
The game overall was cool. I grew up playing Fight Night, so it was real cool. More often than not, just a little bit, few small things are very, very, very inaccurate. Like the thing with the whole cut, like it doesn't matter what you do once you're cut in the fight, There's no way they're making it look like you're not bleeding at all. But that round when he knocked him out, it looked like he wasn't bleeding. Like there's no way they're closing up the cut where you don't bleed at all. But no, it's a great game, man. Yeah, actually today I was going through some old flash drives and I came upon some old amateur footage from right before I turned pro. So watching him fight in the beginning of the video when he was an amateur, it really brought back some memories. It was real nostalgic. For more experts react, check out Gameology's Facebook and YouTube pages.
Okay. That was underwhelming. He didn't really talk too much about the fighting itself. He mainly talked about all the other things outside of the fighting. He did talk about the punches, feeling like he was loading up on every shot, so Andre Bishop should come in with a counter, but the game wasn't doing that, and especially in the champion mode, because it had a narrative that it was feeding you, so you actually had to ride that narrative. You couldn't really go in there and like change it up, because all they did was modify everything, where no matter what happens in that specific situation, Isaac Frost was not going to get knocked out or anything. He was going to be able to weather any punch. So, yeah, you could, counter or whatever because he was loading up on shots, but it wouldn't do much. And you would just be putting yourself in danger in that scene right there, because it was really, you were playing out a scene with the mechanics of the game. You were playing out a scene. But other than that, all he talked about was the cut. Is usually Puma, but not Adidas. Everlast headgear, yeah, they'll force you to wear that because it's from the event. I don't never see nobody not wear headgear in the sparring session. That I don't. It's like nothing on the actual gameplay itself. So, oh well, we didn't get what we wanted from this expert reacts, I guess. Well, I didn't. Well, did you guys feel that it was a good expert reacts, a pro boxer reacting to Fight Night Champion? Let me know down in the comment section below. And I guess that will end the video here. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.